Now, I want you to watch this particular video here. You may not really understand what they are saying, neither do I, but at least you can clearly tell that this event was organized, well orchestrated to achieve a certain political objective. Just watch, then we proceed. So the main questions here are, who do you think organized this event? And what was the real political objective that they wanted to achieve? And was that mission accomplished? In my considered opinion, ladies and gentlemen, I tend to think that the organizers of this particular event were none other than the former head of state, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, and Raila Amolo Odinga. And their main political objective was to humiliate President William Ruto in the larger Mount Kenya region. You know, politics is all about perception. They wanted people to believe that William Ruto is being rejected by the Kikuyus in the larger Mount Kenya region. Because I have always insisted on this platform on three things. First of all, it is very hard to separate President William Ruto from the Kikuyus or the larger Mount Kenya region. Secondly, I've always insisted that it is very hard to sell Raila Odinga in the larger Mount Kenya region. And finally, William Ruto will still become the President of the Republic of Kenya up to the year 2032. So the earlier Azimio accepts this, the better. The reason as to why I'm saying all this is because recently, Uhuru Kenyatta had a birthday party. Well and good. Happy birthday to the former head of state, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. But Azimio were politicizing Uhuru Kenyatta's birthday party. I mean, who does that? How can you politicize just a birthday party? No, that is not even the issue. The issue here is the people who had attended that particular event, Uhuru Kenyatta's birthday party, because majority of them were Kikuyus, of course, they were being forced to say that they regret for not listening to Uhuru Kenyatta, and they also regret for voting for President William Samoei Ruto. Also, in the middle of this week, we expect a visitor, King Charles, who is expected to visit Kenya. Then it happens that President William Ruto chose that particular event to be conducted at Uhuru Gardens Museum. Azimio na Umoja Alliance are extremely bitter with President William Ruto's decision on that matter. So let me read for you this particular statement from Pauline Njoroge, which says that when a guest visits your home and requests for a tour of the house, you are able to conduct the tour because you know and understand every corner of the house. When Uhuru Kenyatta was building Uhuru Gardens, Mashujaa Museum, William Ruto and co. were on top of cars doing politics and propaganda and saying how nothing was being done. Now that next week we have an important guest in the country who would like to see the museum, William Ruto had to visit the place to familiarize himself with an institution he was castigating before to avoid some embarrassing moments when he accompanies the guest on that tour. I want to disagree with Pauline Njoroge's statement. First of all, it was President William Ruto's decision to choose the place where that event will be conducted, and he chose Uhuru Gardens Museum. Secondly, yes, we all agree that Uhuru Kenyatta was the one who constructed Uhuru Gardens. But did he construct for himself? Of course, no. That place is meant for Kenyans. Kenyans are the ones who paid taxes. So I don't see any meaning of the Azimio La Umoja alliance to be extremely bitter with President William Ruto's decision. So the main question here is, why do you think Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga are so desperate on winning back the Kikuyus support again? Because from the recent events, you can clearly tell that Uhuru and Raila Odinga are forcing themselves to win the support of the Kikuyus once again. That is what I want to explain to you in details. But before that, if you're watching me up to this point, I'm requesting you to please take a second or two and subscribe to this channel. You can also give this video a like. Just press the thumbs up button down there so that YouTube can automatically recommend this video and this entire platform to reach out to others. I also have my returning subscribers here who are currently watching. I really want to appreciate you so much for your continued support. Truth be told, without that support, this channel cannot be where it is currently, and that is why I don't take your support for granted. You can also automatically receive the notifications updates from YouTube itself immediately I post a video on this channel by simply pressing the notification bell. Having said that, now let us go straight into the details. But before that, just to inform you that I haven't been feeling quite well recently because niko tu na kahoma kidogo, but I believe my voice is very clear and I'm audible enough. But I will be okay. That is what I believe. So first of all, the first reason as to why Uhuru and Raila Odinga are trying so much to win back the support of the Kikuyus, it is simply because of the 2027 general elections. Politicians have already organized themselves ahead of the 2027 general elections. And Uhuru Kenyatta strongly believes that he can still shape the politics of the larger Mount Kenya region ahead of the 2027 general elections. I tend to think that Uhuru Kenyatta never learns from his previous mistakes. Uhuru Kenyatta will never ever dictate the politics of the larger Mount Kenya region, and especially when it comes to endorsing Raila Odinga for the presidential bid again in the year 2027. I strongly believe that the Kikuyus up to date, despite the fact that William Ruto may not be perfect to them, but electing Raila Odinga has always been a problem for the Kikuyus. Just like the Kalenjins. You know, politics is local. That is a fact that we cannot deny. So let us wait and see how things will turn out to be. And secondly, I think Uhuru Kenyatta is doing all this simply because of his revenge against President William Samoei Ruto. Uhuru Kenyatta has not yet healed from the previous loss of elections up to date. And that is why he is still bitter at President William Ruto. You know, Uhuru Kenyatta up to date is very much embarrassed. He cannot stand the fact that he was humiliated by President William Ruto in the previous 2022 general elections. So he is doing this just to tarnish President William Ruto's name in the larger Mount Kenya region. Just like I had said it earlier on, he wants people to accept that William Ruto is losing his grip in the larger Mount Kenya region, which is not true. And finally, I tend to think that Uhuru Kenyatta is doing this to punish Rigathi Gachagua. Remember recently, Rigathi Gachagua was pushing for his unity, his truce with Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. But I read from a certain newspaper, I think it was the Daily Nation newspaper, if I'm not wrong, that Uhuru Kenyatta rejected Rigathi Gachagua's handshake. Uhuru Kenyatta has not yet healed up to date. That is why it feels so hard to forgive Rigathi Gachagua. So let us wait and see how things will turn out to be. That was it, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what you think. Let me hear your thoughts, your views, and your opinions on the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. Let me see you again in my next political analysis. But please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Bye-bye.